Welcome, people. We end up back at it again with another video. But before we get into the video, just wait a bit. Like the video, share the video, right? Comment when this video is done. And most importantly, please subscribe to the channel. I would really appreciate that. And yeah, let's get the show on the road. So, yesterday, Chelsea played Liverpool. It was a good game. I said that it would be a heavyweight clash, and it embodied that to a great extent. I think that Liverpool could have added to that by performing better in the second half, but by an overall analysis of the game, you can see that this was a heavyweight clash. It was a very, very good game, good end-to-end football, right? Each team having its own spells where they're dominant, and then also when they're on the back foot and things like that. So it was a very interesting game, right? It was ebbing and flowing the whole time, and I think that's the best kind of game to watch, rather than being in a situation where like, let's say a team is playing Man City, right? Let's say like Liverpool were to play Man City, and Man City are just hammering Liverpool the whole time. Maybe it's 0-0, but they have all the possession and stuff like that. I don't think those games are the best. You know what I'm saying? I think the best kind of games are when the teams are trading blows. I hit you with something, you hit me with something. I hit you with something, you hit me with something. I think those are the best types of football games. So yesterday, right? I got most of the predictions right for the lineup, right? So in goal we had Robert Sanchez, right, which I accurately predicted. That was not very hard. Then Thiago Silva and Levi Colwill. That was easy. And then a surprise name, Axel Disasi, right? I did not expect Disasi to be playing, right? But then when you consider how many attackers Liverpool had and like the forward-thinking mentality of the team that they had started with, it makes sense. Then we had the wingbacks Reece James and Ben Chilwell, right? Vice captain and captain, respectively. And who was in the pivot? It was Enzo and Gallagher in the pivot. And then Carney in the number 10, right? And then the two up top were Nicholas Jackson and Raheem Sterling. Now, for me, a surprise was to see Super Misha Mudrik not in the side. And I was thinking, what is Mauricio doing here, bro? What is he doing? But then I was like, you know what? This is his team. I'm gonna give him his chance. Let's see how things go. Maybe this works. Maybe Modric comes on later, has an impact and everything there. So let me not freak out about this. All right, cool. So we started the game slowly. I'm not even gonna lie. We started the game slowly. Like, we could have done a lot better in the opening 25 minutes or so, because Liverpool were coming at us consistently, and we were just having to resist that pressure. Quite, they came close to scoring quite a few times, right, in that time period, and they even did manage to score once, right, with Luis Louis Diaz, right. Now with the goal for Liverpool in the 18th minute by Diaz, there are two people to look at and say, maybe actually three people to look at to say, maybe you should have done better with that. You know what I'm saying? So those three people would be, I think, Carney, Chuku, Emeka, right? And then Levi Colwell, and lastly, Axel Disasi. Now, with Carney Chuku Emeka, right? What I think he could have done better is when McAllister receives the ball, right? I think he received it from Allison, his goalkeeper, right? So McAllister receives the ball, right? He's turning, he's looking for a pass. Carney isn't right there with him. He's not right there pressuring him, right? And preventing him from finding a good pass. He's within a distance of McAllister, but he's not close enough to be putting him off, so that he can't play this pass or that pass that he wants to play. So that was the first mistake there, right? Then from there, it gets passed out to Salah on the right hand side, right? Our left hand side. Liverpool's right, our left. Cool. So now Salah gets the ball, and now Levi Colwill is facing up to him. And what Colwill did that I didn't like is that when Salah is approaching, Colwill is backing away. Is backing away. You know what I'm saying? He's not going towards him. And now you could say, okay, defenders are taught to not dive in, right? You just need to jockey your man, and them thing there, right? And not rush into tackles. Like, just wait a little bit before making a movement to try and intercept, right? And I understand that. But At the same time, Kowu was backing away. He's literally saying to Salah, "Come on, mate, come on, then," because he's going away from him. He's coming off him the whole time, and that allowed Salah to pass the ball into a nice space where Luis Diaz was running into, and he got the goal. Now with Axel Disasi, right? He should have been tracking Luis Diaz's run. Simple. He should have been tracking Luis Diaz's run. But he didn't do that, and it led to us being behind. And it was what it was, bro. It really was what it was. It did scare me because now I'm thinking, like, what's going on now? Are Liverpool now going to take control of the game to an even greater extent? And are they just going to win 3-0, right, against us on the first day of the season? I was getting worried. Okay, so we conceded, cool. Then we started playing, and then I think 11 minutes later, Mo Salah scored, right? But luckily his goal was offside. Because if it wasn't offside, it was looking like a long day for Chelsea fans. Very, very long day. Because initially the first goal has you worried. The second goal kind of is like, yeah, you guys, you don't have the facilities to be getting back into this game. You're going to lose on the first day of the season at home, with a new manager, with a new look team. And it's just like, that would not be good for confidence. So I was worried, but luckily they said offside. That made me relax a little bit. Then from there, we got, I think we woke up, right? And we started playing better, we started moving the ball more and everything there. And we were starting to combine. Our players were starting to combine, right? Create chances, right? And they persisted and persisted and persisted. And luckily, it came to fruition, right? In that we scored a goal. So, if I'm not mistaken, we had a corner, right? On the right hand side of the pitch, right? It was delivered into the box and then headed away initially. Then Ben Chilwell headed it back into the box, and Axel decides he picked up the scraps, right? And it wasn't the best finish ever, but at the same time, I mean, it is what it is. It truly is what it is. And all that matters is he scored. And I'm very, very happy. So, very good for him to score in his debut, right? I think that's a dream start. And yeah, I couldn't have been happier. And I think when I saw him score, I was like, okay, let's go, let's go. Because we're back in the game, number one. But number two, he's kind of made up for his error, which contributed to us conceding. So yeah, I was happy about that. Then, like, 2 minutes later, bro, all of a sudden, we're in behind again. Ben Chilwell going around the goalkeeper. He scores, and I was so happy. I was so excited, right? It was pure jubilation. You know what I'm saying? I was making so much noise. Like, I couldn't just say nice. No, like, I was so excited. And when you're looking at the replay, it's like, he's offside. He is offside. This goal is not gonna be given to us and stuff like that. And rightfully so, it wasn't given to us because he really was offside. Not like by a crazy margin, but by a clear and obvious margin. So it is what it is. That goal got chalked off. But then towards at that point and for the rest of the first half, we were on top. We were firmly on top. We were doing our thing and we were doing it well, and it was the kind of period in the game where we're performing so well where it's like, yes, this is what Chelsea's all about. We conceded, we said, you know what? We cannot give up, we cannot stop, right? Let's keep going, keep it going, keep it going. We got our goal, and then from there we started trying to get more, right? So now we go into the halftime interval, and I thought Mauricio Pochettino would make a few changes, right? Like maybe like one or two, because with Carney, right, he had been booked early in the half, right? So now I'm thinking, even though he's not playing in a defensive role today necessarily, it might be better to take him off just to avoid the problem of just to avoid the issue of a potential red card, because that is the last thing that we would have needed in that kind of situation. But needless to say, Mauricio decided that the team that he put out initially in the first half was good enough to continue, so he continued with it. Now, into the second half, what I can say is that I like that we kept up our performance. What I mean by that is, first half started slow, and then we picked up and we played at a good level. Second half played at a good level for like 80% of it. Whereas Liverpool, on the other hand, first half they started very, very well. They dipped, right? Came back a little bit in the first half, just a little bit. And then in the second half, initially they started bright, right? And then after that, it just went down. Like they They weren't attacking fluidly anymore, creating chances, scaring us, and emptying there, failing to get many shots on target. So yeah, yeah. For them, I think they need to look at themselves and say, okay, what went wrong? Why did we just go downhill? Why did our performance plateau and then just decline? Like, why did that happen? But as for us, I'm very happy with how we performed throughout the entire time period. Now, there were chances for us to win the game. There were chances for us to win the game. I will not even lie, especially when Mudryk was on, and I think it was like the last few minutes of the game, right? And Nicholas Jackson has the ball, right? He picks the ball up from Robert Sanchez because we had just defended a corner, and he's making a run, and that run was amazing. It was simply amazing. You know what I'm saying? He keeps the ball well, right? He ran at Liverpool's defense with good speed, right? And then Mudryk is coming on his outside, right? On his left hand side, right? And he plays the ball to him, and Mudryk just takes a heavy touch. I think if that touch wasn't so heavy, he actually might have scored. So yeah, that's a bit unfortunate, but it is what it is. One thing that was concerning in the second half is that Reece James had to come off, and initially you're thinking, oh no, 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 he can't be injured again, and everything like that, and you're worried, like, oh, are we gonna be without our captain for X amount of weeks or months, or what is it gonna be now, right? But Mauricio Pochettino said that he was just feeling tired because of the fact that he came back late from he went into preseason later than other players because of his injury, right? No, because he was ill. And that kind of set him back. Plus, he was recovering from the injury at the same time, finishing off those steps of rehabilitation. And as such, they looked at it and said, okay, he's a bit tired. Let's take him off now, And what I liked about him coming off at the very least is that he ran off. He didn't have to be stretched off. He didn't walk slowly and gingerly. He ran off. So, yeah, I'm happy about that. Malo Gusto comes on. And yeah, notable performances. Let's talk about that. Let's talk about that. Sanchez, he didn't have much to do because Liverpool either they scored their goal, right? Or they were like hitting, I think they hit the crossbar like once or twice, and then other attempts which were not on target but they were kind of close. So like he didn't really have to do much, right? But one thing I think he should like look from this game and look to improve is his ball playing ability, or the amount of time he takes to have the ball at his feet and then to pass it and move it on. Because there were a few times, bro, in the game where he's taking too long on the ball and Liverpool almost got the ball from him. So and that would have been disastrous. So yeah, he needs to improve on that. Then Reece James, very good performance. Reece James, very, very good performance. Him and Sterling combined well on the right hand side of the pitch, right? And he was delivering dangerous balls into the box. It was a typical Reece James performance. Defensively, I don't remember seeing occasions where I'm like, nah, Reece James has been beaten convincingly there by this player or that player. I don't remember that. So happy with him. Thiago Silva, Levi Colwill, very good performances from them. Very, very good performances. One thing I saw about Colwill that I like his ball playing ability is actually good. Like if you just see him playing with the ball at his feet, you won't think, oh, this guy's a centre back. No, he has really good footballing ability. So yeah, shout out to him. As for Ben Chilwell, he got the assist obviously for Disasi's goal, and he's always a threat on that left hand side. And with the kind of runs he was making, right? I know we focused on the right hand side, and that was our approach largely to the game. But I think in going forward, we can also choose to focus on the left hand side, maybe in one game, because Chilwell is really, really good at making those runs into the opposition's box. So yeah, what else? What else is there to talk about? Oh yeah, Axel Disasi. Like I said, not so good for the goal that we conceded, and then he scored an equalizer for us. And then, other than looking a bit shaky in the first moments, right in the second half, let's say first 20 minutes, he did all right. He did all right. I can't complain. Enzo Fernandez, brilliant performance. Brilliant performance. You can see that he's got good technical ability. The way he was moving, bro, it was mad. It was mad. He has great technical ability. His passing is off the charts. Like, this guy is really, really good. He's really, really good. And others have always praised him, but I've always been the type of person to look at him and say, okay, I feel as though he is a good player, but he might be overhyped. And when a player is like overhyped, it kind of makes me like them less, you know. Whereas today I watched him, I'm like, okay, I can see what people are talking about. I can see why they like him so much. So yeah, he did really well. Conor Gallagher, sensational performance. Sensational performance. He deserves his flowers today too. You can't not look at the team and say all these guys did well and not include Gallagher. He did a really good job. I think he won possession more times than any other player, 10 times on each team. So congratulations to him. It was a magnificent performance. Keep that up, Connor. Um, Raheem Sterling, a lot of people are on his neck. A lot of people aren't happy necessarily with how he played. But for me, I think he did all right, bro. He did all right. Like he could have done better, but largely he did all right. Maybe like a 7 out of 10 performance. So yeah, improvements here and there to be made, but he did well. Um, who else? Carney. Carney didn't play so well. I'm not gonna lie. I don't think he played that well. I think in the second half he did a little bit here and there to contribute to the attack, but in the first half, kind of quiet, bro. Didn't have much of an effect for me. Um, Nicholas Jackson, very very good performance. What I like about Nicholas Jackson is that he's always looking to make runs. You know what I'm saying? I think this opening weekend of the Premier League, he had the most off the run balls of any other player, which was 21, right? With him, bro, he's always looking to run in behind. He's always making these good runs. So now what I'm thinking is Pochettino's going to see that, right? And he's going to say to his players, guys, we're playing good football, champagne football, but suggestion, play the ball to Nicholas Jackson when he's making these incredible runs. And we're going to be in on goal many times. And as long as he keeps his composure, we're going to score. So yeah. And then I think that's about it. Mudrik wasn't on long enough, for me. He had a heavy touch, yes, and he didn't like score his chance, but at the same time, he wasn't on for very long. So I won't judge him too much. And then apart from that, what else? Who else? Ian Matson wasn't on too long. Leslie Gochukwu came on for Chilwell like right at the end of the game. He wasn't on long enough for us to say anything. And yeah, I think that's about it. So guys, that was the match review for Chelsea 1, Liverpool 1. Let me know what you think in the comments and I'll see you soon.